What's going on, everyone? It's Chris from 416 Coffee, and first off, I just want to say thank you so much for purchasing the at-home cupping kit. I'm so excited to kind of go over this process with you, show you what we do in the industry, and have some fun. So let's get right in. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna need to make sure you have everything in the box so that you can do this correctly. So you need 5 unmarked bags of coffee. So you should have 5 250 gram bags. They should have numbers on the back. So you're gonna need all of those. You're gonna need this postcard, which is gonna be inside an envelope. This will tell you which number coincides with which coffee tag. Coffee tags will also be in the box. So you're gonna open this at the end to see how you did, and then you can kind of compare and contrast the tasting notes you got. And then lastly, you're gonna need your SCA cupping sheets and a pen. So first things first, you're gonna take a bowl. These are industry standard cupping bowls. You can use any kind of cup. Hopefully you have 5 of the same ones. If not, it doesn't really matter. Next, you're gonna want a scale. So if you don't have a scale, I'll tell you a workaround, but let's hope that you have a scale. So we're gonna zero out our bowl here. Now we're gonna add 11 grams of each coffee into the bowl. So 11 grams. So I'm just doing this for one coffee, but you're gonna do this for all 5. So 11 grams go into the bowl. Okay. And this is our first chance to score aroma on the tasting sheet. So this is where you can kind of smelling with the mouth opens helps. And this is where you start scoring aroma on the tasting sheet. So the cupping process actually begins right now. Now, like I said, if you don't have a scale, 11 grams, you can use kind of 1 level tablespoon, measuring tablespoon, throw it in there. That's gonna work just fine. So now that we have that, you're gonna need 2 spoons for this and 1 cup of just clean, cool water. It can be hot if you want, doesn't really matter. So now that we've smelled and we've calculated aroma here, we're gonna start by adding 150 grams of boiling hot water. Once again, if you don't have a scale, use a 1/4 cup here. So you're gonna start a timer now for 5 minutes. You're gonna let this brew for 5 minutes. But right now, when the water first hits the coffee, do some more smelling, get some more aromas, and keep taking notes on that part. So hopefully you've hit all 5 at the same time here. Smell, compare, contrast, take a minute in between, jot down notes about each coffee. So now that the coffee's been brewing for 5 minutes, we're just gonna stop the brewing process. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna give this a little stir, and that's gonna kind of send the rest of the coffee grinds to the bottom. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna break the crust or scrape the crust. So once again, take aroma in whenever you can during the process. There's a lot to be said about how a coffee smells and how it tastes. There's usually a lot of similarities there. So we're just gonna take 2 spoons like so. We're just gonna scrape the crust off. And you can just dump that right into this. Give the spoons a rinse. And now you can actually start the process of cupping the coffee. So take your spoon, have your SCA scoring sheet handy, and start slurping the coffee. The reason why we slurp, it sounds disgusting. If anyone else is in the room with you, it might be annoying. But the idea is that you're spraying coffee across all parts of your taste buds, so you're kind of getting a complete sensory experience as far as taste goes. So slurp all the coffees, compare and contrast, take down notes. There's no right or wrong answer, and definitely continue cupping as the coffees cool down. You're gonna realize that as the coffees cool, you get new flavors, kind of new textures out of them. So there's acidity, there's sweetness, and there's body to be considered. Now, when we're talking about body, we're actually talking about the palate feel of the coffee. You know, is it heavy like cream? Is it light like water? So think about that when we're talking about body. The rest of the things that we're scoring on, they're very self-explanatory. Explain acidity how you would explain it. Is it positive acidity like crisp apple acidity, or is it negative and sour and gross? Sweetness is a little different. Sweetness is almost slightly more subjective, I would say, because there's no actual glucose in coffee. There's no sugars. So you're not tasting traditionally what we would think of as sweetness, but do your best to kind of gauge how sweet each coffee is. And just keep cupping, let them cool, keep cupping, take notes. And then when you feel like you've done it enough, you've written or jotted down kind of all the things you have about each coffee, then you can pop open the postcard and see what's on the back and see how close you were on each coffee. So there's no right or wrong answers here. The nice thing is about cupping is you could have different tasting notes and you'll definitely taste different things. Everyone's going to get a little different kind of nuanced flavors out of each coffee, and that's the fun of it. So I hope you enjoyed the process. There's also a coupon code on the back of the postcard that's going to give you 20% off your next order, so you can maybe purchase the coffee that you enjoyed the most, and hopefully you'll do this again with us. We're going to do cupping, at-home cupping kits each month with new coffees. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking the time to cup with us, and I'll see you next time.